Hi everyone. So I am filming another reading vlog, and this time it is another Heather Made Me Read It video, and I'm starting it in the middle of the day because, well, I'm remote teaching, so if I film it now then I won't forget to do it later. But of course I'm started filming it like 3 minutes before I need to jump online with my kids. So I will probably not start a book until tonight, but I wanted to jump in and start this vlog now just to say that I am doing it. Heather gave me a list of 8 books way back when. I've already filmed a reading vlog for 4 of them. So in this vlog, we are hopefully going to be reading Little Dove by Layla Frost, Dragonbound by Thea Harrison, Feral Sins by Suzanne Wright, and The Hookup by Kristen Ashley, I think, maybe. I will correct myself later if I'm wrong. But I wanted to let you know that that's happening. I'm using a different camera. I've dug out my vlogging camera because my phone is full. Excuse all of the mess in the apartment because my apartment has been trashed whilst in lockdown. Hopefully the next time I check in, I'll have had a chance to start reading some books. Hi everyone. We're going to ignore the terrible lighting, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on the day. So I haven't started reading anything yet because it's a reading vlog. Why would I have started it? It's like 6:30 at night. But I had my shift at work and I didn't end up getting home till after 4. So for anyone who is not in Melbourne, we are on day 9 of a 7-day lockdown. So we're in our second round of 7 days. And to be honest, it's not looking great, but you know, I'm being positive and optimistic. I've had the kids on twice today. My student teacher has been teaching them today, which has been really nice for her. And the kids have been phenomenal. My little 5 and 6-year-olds who have never done remote learning, who learned how to do it in the last week, and they're little superstars. And then part of the schooling system in terms of lockdown is that anyone whose parents are essential service workers or who can't work from home, they are allowed to send their kids to school, and they basically run the remote learning program, but we have to provide teachers on site to supervise them. And so at my school, basically everyone has volunteered to do a 2-hour shift at some point during the week. So I did one earlier in the week, and then obviously we weren't expecting Friday to be a lockdown day because it was not an official lockdown day. We were all just being very hopelessly optimistic. So I ended up with an extra shift. So I picked up the last one for the day, which is totally fine because all the kids had finished their work, and so we just did guided drawings and the kids got some free time and we got to hang out, which was really nice. And then, yeah, I came home, I went for a walk because I have to close my move rings. I'm nearly up to 100 days move streak. Then I went out, I bought dinner, I decided to have pizza. I've just been catching up on YouTube. I just spoke to Mum. I just spent another minute laughing over an Instagram reel that I've been laughing at all week. I'll leave a link to it down below. It's just hilarious. It's a highlight, and I just put it on when I want to have a laugh, and it's like 6 seconds and I'm laughing my head off. But yeah, I'm gonna jump in the shower because I'm kind of gross and sweaty, and then I'm going to start reading Little Dove for this vlog. I'm actually going to start reading a book for this vlog, so I'll catch you guys when I'll hopefully have some kind of reading update for you. So I am 27% into Little Dove. I'm really enjoying it. So it is about Juliet, who at the start of the book is 17. It opens with her father basically being beaten up because he's thrown a fight. So the guys that he cheated out of money have come and basically they kill him, and she is taken by the main guy, Maximo. And so we've got a captive thing happening, but nothing has happened while she's underage so far. She's still underage. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's very interesting, very interesting. I did have a mini break though because my book club was watching National Treasure, and tomorrow night we're going to watch The Mummy. So I will have movie breaks in this vlog. But anyway, I'm going to get back to the book and I'll check in with you later. It's like 11:30 p.m. and I'm 54% of the way through Little Dove. And to be honest, we've just come to a Marvel reference, which if you know me, I do love my Marvel references in films. And this one has a comment about Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans that I could not agree with more. I will always choose Chris Evans and Steve Rogers. I'm just having my little geek moment. Guys, so it is now Saturday and I did finish Little Dove last night. I just didn't update you because it was like 1:15 and I had to desperately fall into bed. I've just gotten ready because we have the Love in the Night readathon live show happening at 11 my time. So I've put on makeup for the first time in 3 days and I've got to get the lights set up and I probably inserted a little clip of me cleaning my kitchen table, which has been an absolute disaster zone for the last 2 weeks of lockdown, because lockdown is a pain in the ass and it makes me really lazy. But I did really enjoy Little Dove, and I think if I was going to rate it, it would be somewhere between 4.5 stars. It is a very dark romance story. It does have daddy kink in it, which is not something that's usually my thing, but this one didn't bother me quite so much. I quite enjoyed the characters of Juliet and Maximo, and I liked that Maximo basically runs this resort empire and underground fighting ring, and that Juliet is very slowly learning about that side of him, but she's also not afraid because she came from a background where her father basically treated her as a commodity to be traded in so that he could pay off his gambling debts. If you'd asked me a few years ago if I would have enjoyed this type of romance, I probably would have said no, but I do now, and I'm really glad that I read it. So I haven't decided what I'm going to pick up next. I'll make that decision after the live show. When I know, I'll update you. Hi friends, so it is much later now. I have finished the Love in the Night readathon live show. I will put a link to it on the screen if you missed it. I have also read a manga because it was prompted by the live show, and then I also had to do some grocery shopping, and I have been for a 40-minute walk, and now I'm going to sit down and start Feral Sins by Suzanne Wright, which is a paranormal shifter book, and I'm kind of excited. I know I just, you know, binge read 22 paranormal books in the last week and a half. I really want to read another one. I didn't read nearly enough shifter books last week. Let's change that, shall we? So I am one chapter in to Feral Sins, which has really long chapters, like it's 7% of the book, but I'm really enjoying it. So it is a shifter paranormal romance. It is 2 alpha characters. So Trey is an alpha male wolf and Taryn is a female alpha, and she's also latent, so I'm assuming that means she can't shift, or she can't fully shift into her wolf. Trey has kidnapped her in order to propose a arranged mating to help them both get out of a difficult spot. So Taryn has been promised to another wolf that she is not at all interested in, and Trey has a potential problem brewing with his uncle's pack, and so this would be mutually convenient for both of them, and I'm very intrigued to continue it. So that is my update. I am enjoying it. I really like Taryn. She is sarcastic and delightful, and I know she's not going to take any of Trey's crap, which is great. Hi friends, so it is Saturday night. It is, I don't even know what time it is. Oh, 9:45, and I'm currently in the middle of watching The Mummy with my book club / movie group. We are watching it for the, well, we're watching it together for the second time. We did watch it last year and we felt like watching it again tonight, which is going delightfully well. But I did want to check in. So I finished reading Feral Sins by Suzanne Wright. I really liked it. It's probably like a 4-star read, and I'd be interested in continuing the series. I am a little bit on the fence about the hero because he's a very, very alpha character, and sometimes I don't mind them and sometimes I do, and there was just something that was just a little niggle about him. But I'm just moving because I realized there's terrible glare on my glasses. I don't think I'm going to get anywhere where there isn't a glare. But yeah, the hero was interesting, but I loved the heroine. She was fantastic, feisty and strong and just kick-ass, and I like what the book did. There was a lot of world building and a lot of setup, and I was checking through the rest of the books in the series, and it looks like all of the heroes, soldier group people, get their own books, which would be interesting. But the one I'm most interested in is Shire and Nick is the alpha of a different pack. So hopefully one day I'll get to pick those up and continue reading them. But it was fun. I really enjoyed it. So thank you, Heather. I now have another series to continue. But what I'll be starting after The Mummy finishes is The Hookup by Kristen Ashley, which is a contemporary-ish type romance. I'm going to finish watching The Mummy and then I'm going to start my next book. So I'm dying of laughter because last night when I was reading Little Dove, I shared 2 screenshots on my Instagram stories which were talking about the Avengers and Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. mostly because the first one was the heroine singing Steve Rogers' praises and Chris Evans, which I wholeheartedly agree with. And I shared, and then on the next page, she's suddenly converted to Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., which I completely disagree with and noped all over that. And so all day today, I have had people messaging me going, what the hell? Why are you noping all over Tony Stark? Like, because he's not Chris Evans and he's not Steve Rogers. I'm dying of laughter because I've now had a conversation with some other people who are like-minded souls like me, bless you all, and it's making me laugh so hard. Good morning, it is Sunday morning. I'm about to do a shadowboxing class online because I need to move, but I didn't update you last night. I did start the Hookup by Kristen Ashley and I am really enjoying it. It is a contemporary romance and it is about Izzy, who wakes up after having a one-night stand with Johnny, and she's not usually the type of person who has a hookup, so she's not sure about the protocol and what's going on and what she should do. And Johnny doesn't open up about himself. He lets her do a lot of the talking. And as she begins to realize all of this, she begins to wonder whether, like, what the situation is. And they have a bit of a misunderstanding and he ends up taking her home, but making it clear that he would like to see her again. And then one of her friends lets her know that a few years back he had a partner and they were considered to be sort of the be-all end-all partner of this little small town where Izzy's moved to. I'm about 30% of the way in. I'm really enjoying it. I will hopefully finish it before the end of today. So I will update you after I've done all my exercise and filming for the morning, and we'll see where I get up to with the hookup. Hi guys, so I just finished the hookup, which I should have realized because it says so on the very front cover, but I've obviously not looked at it. It's the first book in a series. I really need to read the second book. Mostly because the couple in it really intrigues me. I really enjoyed this. It's one of those books that you just read and you get to the end and it's a really nice book. And yeah, the hero is an alpha and he's, in a lot of ways, there were times I'm like, he's controlling, but he's not controlling at all. And in fact, a lot of the times when he comes out and asks or tells the heroine to do something, it's something that you always talk about, oh gee, we wish that the guys would do that. Like, we wish that the guys would talk about their feelings and open up. And he's telling her that he wants her to open up, and he does do it in return. So I really like that. And it's very much two characters who had bad things happen to them in the past, and they've found each other and they know that they've got something good and they need to know how they can make it work for them. And then they've got the complications of family and friends who get involved, and it's very much a small town. And, you know, family who, I mean, they've got blood relatives, they've both got siblings who are involved in the story, but they've got friends who are like family, and it's how all of them come together. I will say there are content warnings in this one for domestic abuse, and not the hero and the heroine, just characters on the periphery. And there's also the kidnapping of a baby in this one, which is sort of the complication in the third act. It was just so well done. And even the baby in the story, which is Izzy's sister's baby, he is just so adorable, and he just doesn't take away from the story. He adds to it and enhances it, and it's so gorgeous. So Heather, you just keep making me want to read more books. I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to read the second book. I still have Dragonbound to read, which I'm going to start reading in a little while. I just want to start editing my books beside my bed video for this week and get that uploaded, and then I think I'm going to pick up the book. Alright, so I just started Dragonbound by Thea Harrison, which is paranormal, dragon shifter, fantasy-ish. I don't know. I'm only 5% of the way into it, so we'll decide what genre it is after I've actually finished the book, possibly. But so far it has opened with the heroine Pia, who is basically escaping because she's stolen something from a very dangerous person. We don't know what she stole, but she has just exchanged a significant amount of money for a protection spell. So this is our world. It's currently set in New York, and along with all of the other different areas of New York, you've also got the magical area. And we know so far that this world, it has humans and it also has the elder races. So there are Fae and Werekind. Obviously, I think the hero of the story is going to be a very grumpy dragon. When we finally get his side of the story, he's just found out that Pia has stolen something from his collection. Big no-no, don't ever steal from dragons. It's not good. And we find out what she has taken from him is a 1962 penny, and she left a note that said, "I'm sorry I took your penny, here's another one." And he is pissed. So I'm very intrigued to see where the story is going because I've got no idea at this point. So I am about 50% of the way through Dragonbound. I'm loving it. It is so fun. This is a book that reminds me very much of reading the first Guild Hunters book by Nalini Singh. Could be because it's set in New York, could be because the hero is the big bad running New York, but yeah, it reminds me of Guild Hunters, but funnier. I just love the dynamic that Pia and Dragos have. It is hilarious, and oh my god, Pia is a spitfire. I love her, and I can't wait to find out exactly what she is, because it's all a big secret at the minute. Really, Heather, I did not need another paranormal romance series that I desperately want to binge read. I don't have time for it. I don't know what I'm going to do. So Pia just shifted for the first time into her were form, and I love it. I can't say what it is because it's a total spoiler, but I love it. So I just realized that I never wrapped up this vlog, and it's been a week. So I really enjoyed reading all of those books. So the last one that I read was Dragonbound by Thea Harrison, which was the paranormal dragon shifter romance story, and I loved it. It was so much fun. It was probably my favorite of the 4 books that I read this week, just because it was really fun, and it does remind me very much of the Guild Hunters series by Nalini Singh, but with a little bit more humor. It's a little bit more lighthearted than that, and I just adored it so much. So I read lots of really great books. Like, none of them were books that I didn't enjoy at all. So there was Little Dove by Layla Frost, which was the dark romance, and while that's not normally my kind of thing, it was still really an enjoyable experience. Then I read Feral Sins, which was the paranormal romance book by Suzanne Wright. I'm really liking Suzanne Wright's writing style, so that will be something I will continue. Although, that said, having read Dragonbound, I know which of the 2 paranormal series I want to continue first. It would definitely be the Elder Races book. The Hookup was just a really nice contemporary story. I don't really know how to describe it other than I just read the book and I really enjoyed reading it. It's funny because I've since read another book since finishing this reading vlog. It was another book with a hero who doesn't speak a lot, and I find that really interesting to read about because they're able to communicate what they're feeling in so few words. I mean, granted, it would drive me absolutely nuts in person because I need people to communicate effectively. Just because they didn't say a lot didn't mean that they weren't communicating. So I did really enjoy reading The Hookup. I would be very interested to read the second book as well. I'm just so intrigued by the brothers' relationship. So that's definitely on the cards. And then there was Dragonbound, which was just fantastic. And I know I messaged Heather afterwards saying that I find it really interesting that even with the people who read paranormal romance, that there's not a lot of talk about the dragon paranormal romance books. And to be fair, I haven't read a huge number of them myself, and the ones that I have read have been hit or miss. But this one was just fantastic, and I would really like to hear more people talking about the Elder Races. So of everything, you're probably going to hear more about that series because I may or may not have gone and bought like 4 more books in the series, so that will happen at some point. Heather is now to blame for all of the reading that I have to do, clearly. I don't know whether that will delight her or frustrate her in equal measures, because what that means is that I've just added more to my TBR that's sitting in my unread shelf on Kindle, which I know will drive her nuts. That's what happens when you get me hooked on things, Heather. Now I am going to end this vlog here and go back to remote learning. In the comments, I would love for you to let me know whether you have read any of these books or if you're planning on picking them up. Or if you are here but you don't want to leave a comment, you could leave, I know I've used this before recently, but let's use a dragon emoji. Leave that in the comments for me. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you are staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.